Hello, Bella Vista. This is JB Portello. Welcome to In the Know. This program is produced after each monthly board meeting to give you a summary of the topics and the events going on at the Property Owners Association. In addition, these episodes are posted on the Facebook pages of the POA as well as the Bella Vista Community TV station. So sit back and enjoy being in the know. Good morning, Bella Vista. It's JB Portello here again, and it's time for another In the Know. Once again, welcome my guest, Tom Judson, COO of the Property Owners Association. Hi, Tom.
How are you today?
I am great. It's a little chilly out there, but I like it.
It's this lovely time of year. Lovely.
Yeah.
Enjoy it before the winter hits.
That's it. Fire pit time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the board meeting the other night went a little long, but I think a lot was accomplished. Tell us about celebrating success.
Yeah, that's how we started off. We always like to start off on a positive note, and we had two celebrating successes. One for employee Gary Davis. He works over at Metfield, and he was recognized because he identified a brand new golfer that was a little bit apprehensive about going into the pro shop. And, you know, anytime you're doing something brand new, it can be a little bit stressful and intimidating. And he just helped this individual out from the start to the finish. And they felt so welcome and so comfortable that they started coming out. They came out the very next day, and they've been coming out every day or a bunch of days since then. So very pleased with Gary and that high level of customer service. And then the other one was for employee Mike Murray, who's at BV Bar and Grill, who just always steps up to the plate. And he went through and just did some additional work and cleaning different areas, and he wasn't even asked to do it. And he just went above and beyond. And we're just so happy to have such hardworking, great employees. So just, it was a great way to start the meeting. During the meetings, we covered a lot of policies. We're trying to really refine the policies. And I think we're slowly getting to a point where we've refined them enough, and hopefully that'll be behind us, but you never know.
That's true. That's true. Well, you know, everybody, no matter what, needs to go over those. Any organization needs to be diligent about looking at those periodically, and that's what you're doing.
Well, they're living documents.
Yes.
You know, many of these documents were written decades ago, and they have to be updated on a regular basis. We've just been doing a lot lately, and I think pretty soon we're going to get to a point where we've accomplished quite a bit and don't need to touch too many more policies going forward.
Absolutely. And I need to compliment you guys on something I noticed at the last meeting. We're getting really experienced, I believe, in not only having social distancing and all of that in the boardroom, but also I noticed that you had some of your board members that could attend by Zoom, and you were able to incorporate those just as well. So, you know, COVID is horrible, and yet we have all learned to be just a little bit better with everything we do.
Yeah, and we don't know, you know, we could be back to normal in a couple months, or it could be a lot longer than that. You know, you just don't know. And so our goal is to try and focus on adapting to a changing environment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, what about guest cards activity and things like that? What's going on?
Well, our member services, they've just been crazy busy. So the latest numbers are activity card sales compared to prior year are up 42%.
Wow.
Outstanding. We talked about this before. I had estimated that we might see a 10 to 15% increase, but 42% is outstanding. Guest passes are up 98% over prior year. Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people going onto the lake.
Yes.
And boat registrations are up 16%. We continue to see more kayaks and everything. So lots and lots of lake activity. And it's hard to say, you know, is this 100% COVID related, or is this the 2020 plan with the new fee structure? It's hard to say exactly what. We're just very pleased. And then the best one of all is golf. For years, we've been talking about how golf has been steadily coming down. And this year, so far this year, we're up 15,500 rounds over prior year. So that's just tremendous. And you're seeing that industry wide. I was reading an article the other day, and it was just, the entire golf industry is doing well right now. And they haven't said that in a very, very long time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of golf, you've got a lot of golf tournaments that continue to be popular, correct?
Yeah. We're trying to accommodate as many events as possible, but being COVID smart.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have one person per cart, so we can't do shotguns, but we can do tee times at this time. And so we're very busy, and that's definitely taking up a lot of those tee times. We're not only just events, but also just so many of our members want to play. Of that 15,000 increase in rounds, 10 of that is coming from activity card members that don't have an annual membership. So it's pay as you play members. Then another 1,500 of it is from annual members that get the annual golf membership. So it's our members are coming out, making tee times, playing golf. We're very busy.
Yes. I think you won an award recently, didn't you, for Alzheimer's?
Well, definitely the volunteers that put this together. We had our second annual Alzheimer's tournament, and we were recognized by them for having a very successful event. So the volunteers, the staff that made it happen, those are the ones that got the award.
Tom, I think we're really lucky with the POA and the city and everywhere else. We have incredible volunteers that show up for things when you need them.
We absolutely do.
Yeah. We all take pride in Bella Vista.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I hear that you have some good news, or something new is going to be added to our Connections newsletter, or the one that comes out with the bill every month.
Yeah, so coming next month, you're going to see a new section in it, and it's going to be city news.
Oh.
And it's going to talk. We're going to give a portion of the space to the city, and that way they can report on what's going on, and because it's turned out to be a very effective communication tool.
Absolutely.
Where people are talking about it, getting the information, and so forth. So that's something new that we decided, hey, let's have a city corner to this. So look for that on your next Connections.
I certainly will. I think that's a wonderful addition. I'd like to see more of that cooperation, that coordination.
There is so much cooperation that people don't even realize.
I know.
The one thing that I always say is, our member services receives about 40,000 calls per year, and half of those calls don't have anything to do with the POA.
Right.
There are city issues, ACC, maybe wastewater, but we all work together because the city gets a lot of POA calls, and we know who to send the call to and to help out. We're all in this together to make the experience the best it can possibly be for our membership.
Absolutely. Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk to us about this month that I've forgotten to ask you?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a slide up on the screen, and what it's going to do is going to show our Lake Ranger activity in removing non-members throughout the year. With the passage of the 2020 plan, we want to make sure our lakes are for our property owner use. And this slide, it shows year-to-date 2020 compared to 2019. And you can see from these bars that every single month we've outpaced. We've removed 3,885 non-members from our lakes so far this year. This compares to last year, where we removed 1,454 non-members. So that's an increase of 2,400 non-members that have been removed from lakes. So these are hard facts that demonstrate we are aggressively removing non-members from our lakes. on a consistent month after month basis. We're not letting up. The 1 month you can see, I mean, I'm sure you can see it, JB, but in June, we removed over 1,000 non-members from our lakes. And that makes sense. It's our busiest month of the year, or, you know, the summer months are our busiest months. Now, what we are seeing also is we're seeing a tapering off, and I don't think that's just because we're coming out of season. I think it's also because word is getting out that non-members, they're getting removed from the lakes, and they're going, well, I'm not going to try and do that again because I don't want to load up my boat, take them out to Bella Vista, and then get kicked off. Only, you know, they're not going to want to do that again.
Exactly.
So, we're very pleased with how hard our lake rangers are working to fulfill the obligations of the 2020 plan.
So why'd you put this information together? I mean, it's beautiful, but what caused you to put this information together?
Well, unfortunately, we're seeing some information that's being shared on Facebook that's just not factual. And we wanted to make sure that we got out with the facts and demonstrate. Now, there are exceptions. The board made some decisions that they wanted to have some flexibility, allow our committees to have some flexibility in allowing non-member events. So one of them is like the kids fishing derby. That occurs once a year. About 80% of the people that attend that event are members. We get the fish for free from the state, but the state requires if you're going to get the fish for free, it's got to be open to the public.
Yeah.
So this is a great event where the committee or the board has to look at it and what is going to benefit our community, our membership as a whole. Do we want to have the fishing derby and free fish in this great event for the kids, or do we not? Because it allows some of the general public to attend. That's a very challenging decision. Same thing for the kayak demo day. Now this year it was canceled, but the kayak demo day, 89% of the attendees are Bella Vista members. But the vendors that put this on want it open to the public. So do we get rid of this event? Because 10%, 20% of the attendees are non-members, but 80 to 90% of them are members and clearly benefits from such an event. So those are very challenging decisions. And so there are exceptions, but those are few and far between. Few and far between. You can clearly see that we have, you know, going back to the slide, we're removing a lot of people. It's a significant number. What's this, up about 170% increase over prior year. So we are fulfilling our commitment that we made with the 2020 plan.
I understand. Well, thank you for putting that together, because facts are facts. And it's always important to get those out there so that everybody understands.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Facebook is not always a great resource for reference material.
Not at all. And to that end, Bella Vista, I always encourage you to go ahead and make sure that when you have a question and it concerns the POA, to contact Tom. Contact the POA website. Get the facts.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're always here to help.
All right. Well, I enjoyed talking with you as always. And I think we have another guest that'll be coming up in a few minutes, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
You betcha. You too. Okay, we're back. And my next guest is Joan Glubzinski. Did I say that right, Joan, or close?
You got it.
All right. And Joan is the Director of Recreation and Wellness with the POA. You know, before you even go anywhere, I have to personally compliment you on staying ahead of the curve here during this COVID thing. I'm so impressed as an individual of everything you've got going. So you got some new stuff at the fitness center, correct?
Yeah, it's difficult. I appreciate you recognizing that the team has worked hard to address all the intricacies of COVID. And staying safe for our membership is the most important thing, while trying to open things up that people are wanting to participate in. So most importantly, we've recently reopened Metfield after being closed for a couple of months. So that's pretty exciting. Metfield, we always deem as our satellite fitness center. It is a small portion of the shared building between golf and member services, but it's an important space. We have a beautiful little fitness center in there and a workout room. And in order to reopen for COVID, we've spread some of the equipment out into the secondary room where we normally have fitness classes. We are limited to just 8 people an hour, but we are open our regular hours from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. On that side of town, we tend to have a few younger households and people that are still maybe working outside the home. So we're really happy that that fitness center is staying open till 8 o'clock for people who might be working outside the home and want to come after work. So all that's going on there is individual workouts, and we ask people, as we do with all 3 of our rec centers, they must wear a mask when they come into the building and anytime they're not actively exercising. And the longer COVID goes on, we notice that some people slack off a little bit, so we're continuing to remind them, and we have signs and all that, but it's really important because when you're exercising, we've got everything 12 feet apart, but social distancing is the best thing that we can do right now.
I gotcha. So how do they make, how do you control the so many per hour? Do they sign up? Do they call?
Yeah, we have reservations at all 3 of our recreation centers, Branchwood, Reardon, and Metfield. They simply call the front desk and we will sign them up and book a reservation, and we're tracking how many people we can accommodate. It's a little different at Reardon and Branchwood. We can accommodate a few more bodies because of the size. Mm-hmm. And if your time's not available, we'll work with you to find a time that works for you. And so Metfield is open 6 days a week right now. It's open Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. On Friday, we're open 7 a.m. to 1 and Saturday 7 to 1. And Reardon is open at 6 a.m. daily until 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday, at 6 a.m. on Friday, and we close at 6 p.m. And then on Saturday, 7 to 1, and Branchwood is open roughly those same hours. They close an hour earlier at 6 p.m.
Okay. Well, thank you. We're not doing the online ones anymore now because we're
not streaming online. We've brought a number of classes back at Reardon. It's our central location. It's where we have the most space. So in addition to the outdoor classes that have gone very well this summer and as a way to social distance and provide more opportunities for more people, we still have an outdoor Fit Blast class that meets outdoors at Reardon on Tuesdays at 7:45 a.m. And it's an interval-based class. We have a variety of levels in there. It's a challenging class, a good workout, about 45 minutes long. We're going to continue that one into October. While it's gotten cool, we worked out there this morning. With that type of activity, getting your heart rate up and all that, you can get warmed up quickly. So the cool air feels great. Indoors, we have everything from Zumba 2 days a week. We have Lucy Cordy, who's one of our main Silver Sneakers instructors. She's teaching Silver Sneakers Boom and cardio 3 days a week. We also have brought back a yoga class that meets on Saturday mornings at 8:30 a.m. and on Monday and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. All of those classes do require reservations so that we can manage how many people we can allow in. And we just closed the outdoor pools this past Sunday, and so the outdoor water fitness classes have ended for the season. We kept the pool open as long as we could, and we got a lot of positive feedback about that. So we're working sometime in October to bring some limited indoor water fitness classes back to Branchwood, but it'll be a little bit of a hiatus because there's a lot to do with that, and we won't be able to open up the locker rooms widespread, so we're going to ask people to exit right out the pool door to keep the social distancing going. Again, our ultimate goal is to serve our members while keeping them safe.
Wow, you are one busy lady.
No, I've got a great team of people that are working hard, And it's great. Everything from the tennis center, which is very busy. Jake Shoemake, who's our head tennis pro, has been doing a great job, along with Brandy, one of his direct reports over there. So all the managers work really hard, and there's never a dull moment with COVID, but we're happy to continue to serve.
Well, I understand that the RV, tell us about RV and camping. How's that going?
Yeah, so Blowing Springs Park continues to be very popular. We've had to do some things differently there. The most important thing to note is that September and October are our peak times regardless of COVID, and certainly, like all outdoor activities, they became even more popular. In our industry, recreation, both cycling, bicycling, and camping have seen an increase across, kind of like what Tom mentioned about golf. But we're always busy at the park with camping in September, October. So we're sold out most weekends, and that's a great thing. But the biggest thing is we asked the RVs to be self-contained. And basically what that means is, instead of using our public restrooms, to try and stay within their camper for using the restrooms. We have recently opened up primitive tent camping. And that's usually people that just want to pitch a tent and make a fire and enjoy the great outdoors. There's no water or electricity. For them, we do have one restroom at the back of the park that has outdoor showers. And so because we have limited tent sites, there's not a lot of people at one time congregating, and that's going very well. One thing I will mention is for people that may be trying to get reservations, it can be sometimes frustrating, and we apologize up front for that. It's simply because of the high volume of calls that the campground gets. Between the times that we close in the evening and the next morning when the next staff person arrives, there can often be 30 phone messages waiting for people who want to book. So just know that the weekends are very busy, and it may take us a day or two to return your phone call or your email, but we will do that. So patience is a virtue.
Always, in everything.
Yep.
So what you doing for Halloween?
Well, we're pretty excited, JB. I personally am a little bit of a freak, pun intended, about Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. And the Recreation Division is working on a new COVID-friendly event that's going to happen actually at Blowing Spring Park the week of Halloween. It's called the Not So Haunted Woods Drive-Thru. So we are going to have the whole back of the park decorated in some somewhat scary and some other humorous vignettes, all centered around Halloween. And our members can drive through and look at the display and have a great time. And we will have more information coming on that soon, but we're going to ask that people funnel through the park based on their last name. And we're going to do it on the Thursday and Friday of Halloween. That's October 29th and 30th from 7 to 9 p.m. And there'll be time slots. And certainly that'll just help control the traffic. It'll be all self-contained. You'll stay in your car. There's no walkthroughs. It's a way to do it safe, but there'll be lots to look at and some fun for everybody of all ages. So we're excited. The whole rec division is coming together. All the managers are pretty excited, and we've been working hard on it. So it's a new event, and just like our successful Easter egg hunt where we did it curbside pickup, we've found ways to be creative and still enjoy recreation during this time.
I can't wait. I'm going to have to be at the back of the line, though, with a name starting with a P.
Well, so we did it two ways. So the first night, yes, you'd be later in the evening, but we're going to flip it because, yes, people with names at the end of the alphabet often get the short end of the stick. The first night, you'll be last, and the first night you'll be first, or the second night you'll be first. So we'll have that all information in our marketing e-letters, and also in the connections that will be coming out soon.
Well, I think that is fabulous. And again, congratulations to you and your team.
Thanks.
Good job. Well, I've enjoyed talking with you today, and I'm sure I'll talk to you again soon because you're always coming up with something new and special.
Thank you, JB.
Take care.